cannot destroy the invisible. You can only destroy the visible. You can destroy. You're strong? I can be stronger than you. Vulnerability can't be destroyed. Because vulnerability is not shaped and defined by what it is. It's shaped and defined by what it's not. How could you destroy that? Someone who celebrates vulnerability and that for them is their is their essence. You could take away something from someone that if they possess it. You can't take away something that they don't possess, so to speak. And ultimately it comes down to the people who really celebrate that vulnerability know that their lives are not their own. They don't see their lives as me, I'm great. They see their lives as being a divine gift. And therefore, how could you take that away from? What are you going to take from them? If you take it away, it still remains a divine gift. So what? It doesn't take on the shape of a physical body. This cannot be destroyed. This is the reason, and the reason that most people cannot understand, it has never been replicated. Why the Jewish people are still here. Now tell me, do you think the Romans didn't want us to live on forever? Or the Egyptians, or the Spanish Empire, or the Babylonians, or the Assyrians? Of course, they all wanted to immortalize themselves. The pharaohs of old built those pyramids and they tried to find ways of immortalizing themselves. Everybody wants to be immortalized. The bigger the ego, the more immortal it wants to be. So how come they couldn't study the Jewish people and figure out what the trick is? Hey, you have a people that have survived it all thousands of years. You know why? Because even if they know the formula, they're not willing to pay the price. The price is not to want to immortalize yourself. The price is to do exactly what you don't want. And that's how you become immortal. If you think it's going to be me and my name and my power, that's going to prevail. Power changes hands. The one that's in power today, tomorrow the wheel turns, as I said. The Jewish people were always compared to the moon. You know why the moon is more powerful than the sun? Because it doesn't think it's something. Somebody thinks it's something, that's the problem. The moon knows it has no light of its own. All it is the light of the sun. How could you destroy that? You can't take away something that has nothing. There's a Bob Dylan that sings, and you have nothing to lose. So that may be in the negative, but in the positive is also true. If all you are is a reflection or a channel of something greater than yourself, how could that be taken away from you? You've already given away yourself to that being that channel. This is the secret, my friends. But this secret nobody wants to replicate because it goes against everything that our ego dictates. And the moment, the instant gratification, I want power now and I want influence, undermines this. There's an expression, anyone that pursues honor, the honor eludes them. And anyone that runs away from honor, the honor pursues them. So how do you deal with this exactly? So there are people who think they can figure it out. You know what I'll do? I'll run away from the honor, but I'll look over my shoulder to make sure it's running after me. That doesn't work. That's the point. Moses, on the mountain in the 40 days in Elul, turns to God and says, and we read this in the chapter in Exodus, show me your face. Or he says, show me your glory is the expression. Hareini nas chveidecha. And God says, the famous immortal words, God says, Lo yireini adam v'chai, no person can see me and live. And then he goes on and says, I will show you my back, but my face you will not see. The question is asked, Panim Yafis and some others, what's going on here? First of all, well, Moses is not smart enough to know you can't see God's face and live. If you, like he says, they say, if you knew me, you'd be me. To see God is to be God. Moses someone has to be told. God has to tell him that. And then, what's this thing that I'll show you the back and not my face, and then he rubs it in. He already said you can't see me and live, and then he says, but my face you won't see. Like what is it? Just rubbing his nose into it and saying. And then why are we told all this anyway? If Moses' request was rejected, we have to document it for what purpose? And the answer is unbelievable answer. It goes like this. God's not saying to Moses, the way you're supposed to read the verse is not God saying, my back, I'll show you my back and my face you will not see. It's supposed to say like this, I will show you my back and my face. But my face you'll see by not looking at it. There are things we see by looking at it, and there are things we extrapolate by not looking at it. When two people truly, truly love each other in the deepest possible way, do they really get each other or they don't? In the deepest moment of intimacy, is there the bond is one of conscious control or conscious of lack of control? And you don't need to always understand something to get it. Sometimes when you try to look at it, it will elude you. By not looking at it, then you have it. If you try to own it, you lose it. The true things in life are always that way. Truth is that way. Love is that way. God is that way. Soul is that way. Anything real that's eternal, that's the rule. It emerges, you can never own it. As soon as you own it, you don't have it. That's what God was saying to Moses. And Moses wanted to experience it. And God said, you want to experience it? Fine. But you can't experience it by looking. You have to experience things by giving up.